Oh man, I fucking love that band.
Huh? What band?
Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah, they're great. Love their stuff.
Yeah, I got reminded of their absolute masterpieces after I watched this French movie that was just added onto Netflix.
Oh, really? Which one?
The Untouchables.
Oh, I watched that too. I
Oh
did not
my
know it was on Netflix, though.
god! Coincidence! Coincidence! Nice.
There are always coincidences.
It's almost like we're not reading from a script.
But we aren't.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, do you want to stop doing what we're supposed to do and just talk about movies?
Yes.
Thank God. Because this pot looking mighty fucked up.
Oh, God. So,
Alright.
Intouchables.
Couple of firsts with this one.
Yeah, it's a foreign film.
This is our first foreign film and our first comedy.
Oh my god, it is our first comedy. What are the odds?
I know. Well, actually, one could argue Home Alone. Is Home Alone considered a comedy?
Yeah. I would say Home Alone is.
Or is it just a pure Christmas movie?
I would say it's a comedy. It has a bunch of comedic moments.
Okay. Well, this is our first dramatic comedy.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, because this one actually has like a very serious story.
It does.
So, couple of background information for the audience watching at home. I was introduced to this film during a film analysis class, which is where
Really?
I got almost 90% of the information that I know about films.
Okay.
It was our foreign film subject, and it introduced me to the idea that not all foreign movies are awful. Because at that
didn't know
time,
that?
no, I had legit only seen like garbage tier movies from other
Okay.
countries up until this point. Because I don't know what I'm looking for, really.
I guess that's fair.
One, most of the time, the titles are in the language, so
Yeah.
it can be hard to decipher what they're meaning. Two, 90% of them come from Bollywood, and you just gotta ignore all of those.
I've seen a lot of Japanese movies, especially their horror films. They make some fucked up horror movies.
Yeah, I would say the Japanese are probably, in my opinion, the third greatest filmmaking country behind France and America.
In this next part, Greg accidentally said that spaghetti westerns were made in France. This is not true, they are made in Italy. Noah wasn't thinking about this and blindly agreed with Greg. Sorry for the mistake, but anyway, back to the show.
Okay, really?
Yeah. I think French movies are astounding.
I haven't seen a whole lot of French movies. This was my third.
Have you seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
I forget about spaghetti westerns. I take that back.
Yeah. Freaking spaghetti westerns are top tier movies.
But besides, like, spaghetti westerns, I have seen The Gravedigger, which is weird, Amelie, which might be better than this one, and The Untouchables.
Okay, so The Untouchables is up there.
I
I guess that means you really like this movie then.
I mean, yeah, out of the three I've seen, it's my second favorite. But yeah, actually, I was gonna say this could be a contender for the best movie I've seen this year when the next Scrub Brush Awards comes around.
Ooh, goody goody. Cause
I really enjoyed this movie.
I fucking adore this movie on multiple levels. So how I feel about comedies, I have a very mixed relationship with comedies. For some reason, I enjoy really dumb comedies because most of the smarter ones just don't impress me very much.
Okay.
So I do enjoy Hot Rod, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, those kinds of really. I don't enjoy modern Adam Sandler movies though. There comes a point where I couldn't tolerate him anymore as a person.
I don't watch a lot of comedies because a lot of them don't do a whole lot for me. I like my comedy very, very dry a lot of the times, which a lot of the comedy in this movie was dry wit, which I really enjoyed.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm more of a fan of stand-up comedy. I have been for almost a decade now.
I don't actively watch stand-up comedy, but whenever I have been really impressed with it.
I've always been really interested in the wordy, very thought-provoking comedy, and this is a very wordy, thought-provoking comedy.
Oh, the dialogue is ingenious.
Yes, I guess we should give a quick plot summary before we keep going.
Oh, yes. I forgot. So, yeah, long story short, Driss is a struggling, low-income person in France who lives in the projects with his aunt and her family.
Yes.
And on the flip side, Philippe is a member of France's elite, and he is a quadriplegic. He cannot do anything for himself, and the two of them intertwine when Driss was trying to get benefits for applying to a job. And during that job interview, Philippe took interest in Driss because Driss didn't seem to care that he was a quadriplegic. He didn't pity him in any way. And secretly, that's what Philippe wanted. He wanted a caregiver that didn't give a shit about the condition and would treat him like a person.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He wanted someone to treat him like a person.
And it's pretty funny because the other guys who come in to interview are almost look identical, like even down to the eye color. And I think that was intentional.
I do have to respect the one guy when they asked why he was interested in the position, and he said money. I started laughing.
Oh,
quite a bit.
Yeah, it's really good. It's so good, and the two of them go on what I would probably say a spiritual journey almost. Because
yeah, definitely.
They are so polar opposite to one another, but they become such close friends, and they have such a personal understanding between the two of them.
Yeah, it's great to see their relationship grow. This whole movie is just watching their relationship grow and seeing the traits that they respect in each other.
It's about family, and that's what really matters.
Do you know what else is a movie about family, Greg?
I don't want to hear it.
Home Alone.
Oh, okay, good.
Also Star Wars Episode 8.
Son of a bitch. Well, so the Earth, Wind, and Fire bit that we did earlier, that's the featured band in this movie, and it's pretty funny because they use these they use music is used in this movie very symbolically, because it's like Driss doesn't understand why Philippe likes classical music, but he understands that classical music has its own art to it. And then on the flip side, Driss likes, fun music like Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Philippe understands that even though he thinks that it's kind of chaotic and it's loose, he understands what it does for Driss and that it's fun. It's fun music. Yeah. The opening of the film really demonstrates that, because it starts with classical music. They're very serious. And then it kicks off into Earth, Wind, and Fire during the title sequence.
Oh my god, that scene is great. So the opening scene takes place way, way later in the movie, which you won't know until a bit of the ways
So
through it.
it's a Misen scene start.
Yeah. And all you see is Philippe looking really, really disheveled.
Oh yeah, he's like bearded and really old looking.
Mm-hmm. And Driss is driving him around, and they're stuck in traffic, and Driss is just like, screw this, turns to the next lane and floors
Yeah, screw this,
it.
I'm in a Maserati.
Pretty much. And, a police chase ensues. And they think to get away. They don't. And Driss gets dragged out of the car. And he cons them by saying that the guy he was with is disabled and having a fit, and they were rushing to the ER.
Which Philippe plays along.
He fakes a fit, and all of the police feel horrible and give them a police escort to the ER.
Do you think I drive like this all the time? Oh, it's great how they play it off.
And they start blaring Earth, Wind, and Fire on the way to the ER in celebration for what they did.
Yeah. So there are a couple side stories in this movie. One of the side plots is Driss's relationship with his mother, or his aunt, which is the most distant plot line of this movie, but it's very significant because it's his motivation. Because he's not trying to prove himself. He's trying to like be there, but he understands that she's very frustrated with him, and he doesn't know how to tell her that the 6 months that he was gone, that he disappeared, he was in prison. He doesn't know how to tell her that.
Yeah.
The second plot point, which is a little closer to the son, is Driss with his brother, quote unquote brother.
Cousin. Right?
Yeah, but they act like brothers. And his relationship with the rest of the family.
There's a scene later on when they're talking about his relationship with him, and for a brief moment I thought he was going to say he was his son. Like, and I was like, oh, that would have been a weird twist.
Yeah, it kind of would have. But that scene really humanized Driss, because that's the first time we've seen him emotionally vulnerable. Because even when he's getting yelled at by his aunt, he seems very distant. There's the shadowy reflection of his cousin's 10-year-old picture behind his head, which is like of a happy kid, and Driss is like very stone cold.
Yeah, you can tell he hasn't had a great 6 months.
And then the other plot point, which is very close to the main story, is Philippe's family and his servants. Their relationship with Driss.
Yes.
So Philippe's wife passed away from terminal cancer. I believe before they adopted their daughter.
I think they just adopted her, and then she passed away a little bit after that.
Okay, yeah. And the daughter is extremely spoiled, a brat.
Yes.
And it comes into play very much in this movie, and it serves as like kind of Driss's catalyst, I would say. Kind of like it's like he's handling her the way he should be handling his cousin. And I think
fair.
that kind of like awakens something in him. It's like a bit more responsibility comes to him, because before, he was just like, hey, you better knock it off, pal. And then later in the movie, he actually gets in his cousin's face. And he straightens him out.
This whole movie is really the two main characters showing them different aspects of life that they would never experience. Like, Driss gives Philippe his first joint.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I am thirsty. Yeah, that's the joint doing that.
What does this do to you exactly? Makes you thirsty, hungry, talkative. That's about it, really.
Oh my god. And of course, Driss gets to experience High Life.
Oh, yeah.
And High Life gets to experience Driss.
That's like half the fun of this movie.
Oh my god. My favorite scene is definitely when the car is in front of the driveway and Driss gets out to beat the shit out of the guy. And Philippe's just like, I expect not much longer.
I think he said something like that's how it's done too. Like,
yeah, he said that's how it's done immediately after he gets done scolding the guy.
Yes, my neighbor has taken it upon himself to park there. There are some other characters. There is what's that redhead's name? Matt.
I call her Maggie.
That's fair, Maggie. And then there's Yvonne. French is hard.
Yeah, I kind of just do the American pronunciations of all the names.
That's fair. So the first scene that we really see the two mains, Philippe and Driss, play off each other. He's at a job interview. Maggie is there, and he is hardcore hitting on her.
Very obvious. Wouldn't fly in America, I'm afraid.
No, it would not.
No, it would not.
I mean, what, this came out in 2011? Maybe?
Maybe. Very hard, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Some of the things he does later would definitely not fly.
Oh, yeah, like, he's like, oh, you like my art? And goes in for a kiss, and she fucking slaps him, and it's the best.
I was thinking more of the bathtub one.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to join me? Oh, God.
I mean, all I can say is I understand. I would not attempt, but I understand. Anyway.
Poor Driss.
And it's interesting seeing how everyone's attitudes change towards Driss. Philippe likes him right off the bat because he just doesn't care, which is what he wants in someone. Yeah. The rest of the staff is leery and does not like him at first.
Oh my god, yeah. And Yvonne even calls the guy who has connections with the Justice Administration and like does a background check on Driss. And fuck. Yvonne turns out to be one of the people who likes Driss the most in the end.
Yes, she does. It's great seeing all of their attitudes change. And it's so wonderful. I would say
Philippe, he assaulted a neighbor. Do I look like I care?
I didn't tell him to assault it, but I was not against him assaulting him. It's just so great seeing everyone change. And his first week there is amazing. Him messing everything up and Philippe finding it super endearing.
I love it when he was pouring the hot water on Philippe.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah, and she's like, you'll burn him, and Philippe's just like, he's experimenting, let him have fun. So what if I get scarred? I can't feel it.
It's not like anything goes down there. It's great.
Driss is actually like, you can't feel a thing? Wow.
He's putting the teapot, like this blazing hot teapot that's steaming on his leg and pouring hot water on him. And he was like, well, that's amazing.
Oh, and I love it how Philippe just rolls with the comedy, too.
Oh, my God.
He actually like, they're talking about having sex, and Driss is like, you can't perform, can you? And Philippe is like, I can't feel anything below my neck. What do you think? Oh, and then they start joking around about the ears. And
they roast each other constantly.
Yeah, Philippe's high as fuck, and and Driss is talking about how his ears in the morning act like boners and they're like straight hard. And Philippe's like, yep, both of them.
They roast each other real hard, kind of like actual friends do. And it's great seeing them play off each other. They have such a good chemistry. For like, I've never seen both of these actors in anything else, and they just play
you have.
so. I have.
You've seen Driss in another movie.
What movie is that?
Jurassic World.
Who was he in Jurassic World?
He was Chris Pratt's assistant with handling the raptors.
Oh.
He's also been in another popular American movie.
I never would have guessed.
I can't remember which one. How do you not figure it out? He even has the French accent in fucking Jurassic World.
Because I haven't seen Jurassic World in like 6 years, and it was so forgettable.
That's true. It was very forgettable.
I forgot that Chris Pratt had an assistant.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think of what else Driss was in, but he's the only actor in this movie that starred in American movies.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, all of the actors in this movie are popular French actors. Especially Philippe.
That makes a lot of
Philippe is
sense.
pretty popular in France.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, their chemistry is so great. It makes me wonder if anyone else played that role, if it would have worked out. And I'm not sure if it would have.
No, it didn't. It did not work out when it happened. So for those of you who don't know, this movie was recently remade in 2019 by an American film company, and they did it Americanized, and it was called The Upside. And Philippe was changed to Philip. He was played by Bryan Cranston, and
I love
Driss.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, Driss was changed to shit. I can't remember what his name was, but Driss was played by Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Which is, by the way, the worst casting decision I've ever seen.
Kevin Hart pains me.
Del. It's changed to Del. See, Kevin Hart is funny, but like, well, no, he's not funny. It's funny to make fun of Kevin Hart, which
I think, mm-hmm.
which is what a lot of the comedy movies ends up. It's not about it. It ends up being more about how funny is Kevin Hart instead of how funny is the character Kevin Hart is playing.
Like, part of Driss's character is that he is supposed to be somewhat of a bigger, tougher guy, because he can also just carry like Philippe around if he needs to. There's a part where he's just like holding him dead weight and dancing with his body.
Fucking Kevin Hart can barely lift up Bryan Cranston. Oh, it's so, and a lot of the comedy is so ironed out in The Upside. Like, it's meant to be sensitive to the American audience, which fucking pisses me off. It's disrespectful. The movie itself is fucking disrespectful because it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
No, it really shouldn't have.
Yeah. But, you know, if it had to happen, Bryan Cranston was a good casting decision for it.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Hart, like, I'm going to get into cancel territory here, but I think Kevin Hart is one of the least interesting and funny comedians of the last decade.
Yeah, well, he's also done a lot of fucked up shit, too. Like, he cheated on his wife, and everyone was like, oh, ha, 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 that doesn't matter. And
I mean, Chris Rock did, too, but at least he, like, you know...
was ashamed of it.
Ashamed of it, yeah.
Kevin Hart made a comedy routine about his cheating and his divorce, and I was like, this is making me feel really fucking awkward.
And at least Chris Rock is funny. Anyway.
Yeah, the amount of things that was changed in The Upside is astonishing, because it actually feels like... So imagine if you just watched, you know, Infinity War.
Okay.
And you're visiting India, you're having a blast, and then you see a poster for a movie called Endless War, and you have some guy kind of resembling Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. on the front of it, and then you have Red Thanos behind him. Can you imagine how stupid that would fucking look? That's how I view Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart trying to imitate these two actors.
Oof.
Red Thanos. I mean, for God's sakes, Philip's apartment in the Upside. It's an apartment. That's just what it is. It's an apartment. It's not a mansion. It's like just a large apartment in upscale New York. It's fucking awful.
New York.
At least I think it's New York. I don't know. It's some shitty fucking city that looks like garbage.
Oh, so
come at me, New Yorkers.
Very New York, then.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Well, when would you say the turning point of this movie is?
The walk.
The night walk?
Yeah, the night walk.
I would say that this movie actually has two turning points.
I was thinking that too.
One of them is the walk. The other one is when Driss gets a suit. Because he literally becomes a whole new person.
That's fair, I guess, in a certain way.
Oh, also, the opera scene.
I laughed.
His fucking face when the Cabbage Man comes out is fucking the best.
That's fair. It's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
So when did you think the second climax was?
I'm not sure if climax per se, but just when things change was when he had to go back because of his cousin.
That's right. That's right. 3 turning points then.
3 turning points. Screw American film structure.
Yeah, for real. This movie is very unique in structure.
I think my only problem with this movie, and it's a very minor one, is that sometimes you cannot tell how much time passes.
That's true. That's true. However, I got kind of entranced by the movie.
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair.
Like, I couldn't really care how much time passed because I was so mesmerized by the movie. And, you know, believe it or not, 2 weeks had passed between Driss starting out in the diner scene.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's when their bet was. He said, "Oh, I bet you won't last 2 weeks." And, yeah.
How long did it take him to find the bet? How long did it take him to find the egg?
Oh, I have no idea.
Like I was trying to figure out how long Driss actually stopped working for Philippe. That's the part that really screwed with me. I assume it had to have been a couple of months because of the beard.
Yeah, it was definitely because he had to. Yeah, Philippe's beard grew, and Driss got a new job at the French Postal Service.
Good job too. Like, you know, nice government job right there. For anyone out of the country that does not live in the U.S., if you get a government job, it usually means you're going to be set for good life. Like, you don't have to worry about a whole lot.
Yeah, the Postal Service isn't screwed over in other countries. And it doesn't take, 3 months to deliver a package from a few states over.
Well, the Postal Service used to work okay. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, it used to work okay.
Anyway.
Would you consider the Pony Express the first Amazon?
Kind of.
That was a hard-working fucking company.
Shame they didn't last more than like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm sure our audience loves our random tangents.
Yeah, well, the good news is Driss does come back For
he does.
the final part of the movie, we get to see the intro sequence in a montage format.
Yes.
And Driss is secretly taking Philippe to Denmark, or near Denmark. No, Dunkirk.
Fuck. The mustache scene.
Oh, yeah. Philippe had to be a nondescript tyrannical leader for a second.
Oh, it was more than a second. It was like a minute, and it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. This movie has balls.
Tell me, do you feel like starting any wars right now?
This is not funny. And then he starts talking in German, and Philippe busts out laughing.
I love it when Philippe says no, and he says, "Do you mean nine?"
Oh, God. Yeah. But
this movie has a lot of fun with itself, and it's nice.
So, the ending of the movie is wrapping up the last two plot lines, which is the main plot line between Philippe and Driss, and the subplot. I forgot to talk about the other subplot, by the way, which is Philippe and his pen pal Eleanor.
Also his daughter. This movie has so many minor plots.
Oh no, I talked about the plot with his daughter.
Oh, right, you did.
That gets wrapped up in a very funny way because Driss literally bullies the boyfriend into bringing them croissants every fucking day.
They refer to him as Mop Top. I don't even know the boyfriend's name. They just refer to him as Mop Top.
It's a Bastion.
So Philippe's daughter's boyfriend breaks up with her and calls her and I might have to censor that because of YouTube. Anyway, and Driss finds him like the next day, shoves him against the wall and says, "You're going to apologize to her, you're going to make it right, and you're going to bring her a croissant every day."
Yeah, I wonder how long he did that for, too.
I mean, if Driss nailed me against the wall and said every day, I'd be doing that sucker until at least I moved.
Babe, where are you going? I have to go deliver croissants to this rich family real quick. Not a lick of this movie is in English, by the way.
No, not at all. Except for the Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah. The music is in English.
It didn't pull a JoJo...
Which I wonder is weird. Is it weird in France to listen to English music?
No, because, at least in that scene, from what I've heard, a lot of the music was more dance music, and it didn't really matter about what the vocals were, per se.
I mean, hell, Driss literally hums along to
Yes.
the first song. He's like, and he's not singing a single lyric. But anyway, Philippe has had a pen pal named Eleanor for 6 months. It's probably like well over a year by the end of the movie. And Driss kind of accelerated the relationship by forcing Philippe to not only call her, but send a picture of himself to her.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as I said, accelerated the relationship a bit. But Philippe kind of psyched himself out when they were supposed to meet up the first time.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is pretty sad.
Was she running late, or was he just being paranoid? I don't remember what time they said they were going to meet.
I think it was a mix of... Yeah. No, it was just him being paranoid. Because he was ordering drinks because he was very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end, he just was like, no, I'm not ready for this. I'm going to leave now.
Yes.
So the end of the movie is Driss set up a date between Eleanor and Philippe, and it's the first time Philippe and her meet face to face. And it zooms out on Driss walking away from the restaurant.
Mm-hmm. And then you have a wonderful, little moment where it's like, by the way, this was totally based on a true story. These people are still friends to this day.
Yep. Philippe
Driss?
and it's not Driss, it's Adele.
Yeah, something like that.
It starts with an A. They're friends in real life.
Mhm.
Real life Driss still takes care of Philippe, and Philippe has been a quadriplegic for far longer than what the movie says he has been.
Mhm. I
Because if
thought
you
it's
actually look up a picture of Philippe, he has like the body of a child.
mhm.
So he has been in a wheelchair for a very long time.
I thought it said that they were close friends, but he opened up his own firm and had 3 kids or something like that.
Yeah, he opened up his own care facility,
Oh,
and
okay.
he got married and had kids.
The translation I was watching just said firm, and I was like, did he become a lawyer or something? What did I miss?
No,
I was confused.
I'm pretty sure it means that he opened up his own care facility, because he's
Mhm.
wearing like a care facility uniform at the end.
Oh, maybe. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the translation I watched was pretty good for the most part. But there were certain aspects where I was like, is that accurate to what they said? Like there was a moment when they used the word nookie a few times, and I was like, for some reason I don't think they'd say that.
Oh.
What?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Yeah, of the montage of Driss introducing things to Philippe and Philippe introducing things to Driss.
Yes.
Driss rents a couple of strippers for them to enjoy.
Strippers.
Yeah.
Strippers. They're totally prostitutes, Greg.
Yeah, I know, dude. Fuck off. Like, what do you want?
That
Hookers. There you go. Yeah, escorts, if you will. Be so inclined.
They're call girls and escorts unless they're dead. Then they're just hookers. Anyway.
Good God. Oh, and something that kind of represents Driss's like change is art. His interpretation of art. Because
Yes.
at first, Driss thinks that art is bullshit, which I agree with. I think art is bullshit. But something awakens in Driss where he expresses his emotion through his own art, and Philippe, being the secretly manipulative man that he is, manages to con one of his relatives into purchasing an art piece for 11,000 euros.
Yes, that's hilarious, by the way.
Oh, it's very funny.
That is utterly hilarious.
Which I guess Driss's opinion of money kind of changes, because he doesn't even really seem like that excited to have made 11,000 euros. But he's like,
No.
oh, dude, that's so cool.
It is.
Yeah, Philippe said he had like a show in Berlin or something. And his relatives like, really? Berlin?
You don't say.
11,000 euros is quite the sum. Oh, God.
It's nice. It's a good movie, and it's nice.
Oh,
There
it's
are
so good.
Yes, it is. It's a movie that doesn't mind making fun of the thing it's portraying, because there are so many movies that would be afraid to make jokes about the disabled, and I'm not saying that you should make jokes about the disabled, but
People make jokes about me all the time.
that's different. We're friends, and you make jokes about me too.
Yeah.
But since they do riff on each other a lot, you really do feel like, oh, they're close friends and they genuinely care about each other.
Yeah, and that's really like the whole movie. There's not much excitement in this movie. It's just so nice.
It is very nice, yes.
It's borderline beautiful, I would say.
I would agree.
I know a lot of people joke about the power of friendship and everything, but like that's literally what this movie is, the power of friendship.
It's about the power of friendship and just it's so nice. It's like a warm blanket that also makes you laugh.
Oh
my god. The scene where Mag says that Driss looks like Obama in a suit.
My god, yeah.
I started laughing so hard.
And Driss looks over and is like, she called me Obama. That's pretty awesome. That's like her calling you George Bush or Nixon.
The scene, I would say the birthday scene is one of my favorites, where he starts dancing and then he gets everyone that starts dancing with him.
Oh yeah, and Philippe is playing forcing the band to play classical music, and Driss is like, "Oh, Tom and Jerry, I know this one."
That scene also that made me laugh, but for other reasons. The part that really made me laugh is when he said, "Just one more song for me, if you don't mind," and then it goes on to be like 10 more, one more songs.
Oh yeah, because what are you gonna do? Say no to a quadriplegic?
To a rich quadriplegic.
That's also true.
He's the one signing the paychecks, not actually signing them.
Not actually signing, but he's approving them. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a nice movie that has some great comedy, some great moments. It's well shot. It's well edited. The humor in it is utterly fantastic, and the performances are great. They just are. Everyone plays so naturally
Very
off each
convincing.
other. The woman who plays Maggie is hilarious for how stuffy she can act, and then she just like screws with you at random times and you're not expecting it.
Oh, everyone screws with everyone in this movie. It's so funny.
Yes. The scene where she just whispers in his ear, "But I'd be open to a 3-way," and then she's like, "I'm screwing with you."
So close. Oh, pardon me, madam, but just a tiny bit of coochie, please. Well, Noah, final review?
I love
Rating?
this movie. Go watch it. I don't know. 8.5 out of 10. Closer to it.
Easy a 9 for me. Easy a 9.
Yeah. Closer to a 9 than an actual 7. So yeah, somewhere around 8.5.
I would 100% recommend watching this movie. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is.
Funny little story about that, but we don't have time.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time, I guess.
Yeah, Noah has been searching for this movie for a while, ever since I told him to watch it. And he's
I looked on Amazon.
I just can't find it.
I looked on Amazon Prime, and then I looked on Netflix, and it wasn't there. And I went, well, okay. And then I went to a few shady streaming sites, and I found it on a few of these streaming sites, but I couldn't get the subtitles to work for the life of me. Eventually, I found one that had subtitle options. Actually, it was closed captioning, so it had, like, music stops playing and, like, engine revs along with the subtitles, but it worked out fine.
Oh, did you not watch the Netflix version?
No, you told me that like an hour into it.
Fuck. Dang. I think the Netflix version was pretty accurate to the translation.
It seemed mostly accurate. Just based on the conversation we've been having. There are just a few things where I'm like...
the Nookie scene is also in the Netflix movie.
Okay, good then.
Nookie? I'm so confused.
I haven't heard that word since the 90s when Fred Durst said it. Anyway.
Kramer, I'm in the 90s.
I haven't heard the term "I did it all for the Nookie" in 20 years, Greg.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
I guess I'll see you tomorrow, Noah.
Yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, Greg.
Fuck this fucking pot.
Yeah, that's fair. Trash can?
Trash can.
Alright. Let's wrap this sucker up. Hi, this is Noah from post-production. If you're wondering who edits these, well, that would be me. Anyway, if you like the show, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be on iTunes soon, so I'll keep you updated for that. And if you want to help support the show, check out our Patreon. Anything you give would help.